So I just graphed the new relationship, and honestly, I'm surprised that it even worked this well. It's kind of mind-blowing, but I kind of figured out the equations for raid medals.
I've spent weeks analyzing raid medal reports to figure out how to get more raid medals, and this is what I found.
Raid medals are a lot like strawberries, actually. We don't know where they come from. We're just glad that we get them. Pretty good. And in my analysis of raid medals, I came across a few very interesting concepts.
The first being individual effort. If one player can get more capital gold, will that get me more raid medals? Well, no, not really. Think back to our strawberry analogy. No matter how many times you water the strawberries, if there isn't any sunlight or good conditions, the strawberries won't grow.
This tells us a very important lesson. Individual efforts don't get you more raid medals.
Look at both of these reports side by side from the same week. Even though I scored more capital gold in one clan, I got more raid medals in the other clan.
But now the question is, if individual efforts don't get you more raid medals, then what does?
Well, this is where things get a little interesting. As you guys know, there are 4 things that the game shows us when we get our raid medals: capital total loot, raids completed, total attacks, and enemy districts destroyed.
Now it would be an astronomical task to try and guess how many raid medals you get from just looking at the images. So I went ahead and got on my computer so that I could do a little bit of graphing for you guys. I just graphed the results from 9 different sets of data, both of my accounts and also from Seth Gaming's accounts, and this is what I came up with. No correlation, nothing at all. Honestly, I thought I would get something or some type of relationship that I could work with, but I didn't. So I guess there is no way for us to calculate it.
But wait. What if I took the 2 things that seem like they made the most difference in your raid medals and just graphed their relationship? Those 2 things were the total capital loot and the number of attacks that you did.
Instead of looking to see whether increasing the sunlight or the water separately would make a difference, I decided to look at the ratio between them. So I just graphed the new relationship, and honestly, I'm surprised that it even worked this well. It's kind of mind-blowing, but I kind of figured out the equations for raid medals. Let's take a look.
Basically, Supercell has set this up so that the more capital gold your clan gets per attack, the more raid medals you will all get. So better and more quality attacks equals more raid medals. The graph for the raid medals is almost a straight line with an R-squared value of 0.94. That's really good.
But of course, I can't just come out with 9 data points and say, hey, this is the equation. So I had to go ahead and test it out with the results that literally just came out last weekend.
On one occasion, I completely failed. But on the other occasion, I was only 1 raid medal off the actual amount.
So in short, the equation isn't perfect, but it does give you a very good idea of the things you should prioritize if you're trying to get more raid medals. And honestly, Supercell has done a pretty amazing job. In an effort to make all of us play together in the social aspect of the game, Supercell has actually made a way for us to get rewards if we invest into our clan, into the people in our clan, and help each other set up attacks and help each other finish our objectives in, of course, the least amount of attacks as possible. And I think this is really ingenious on their part. It's a great way for us to get more strawberries, and it's a great way for us to enjoy the process. Now, a lot of you are still going to be interested in getting more raid medal calculations. If that is the case, head to my Discord and send me some screenshots of the results that you have been getting. I'll be able to put all of that together and calculate exactly how we are getting raid medals and going forward from there.